Ni hao. We are in Beijing, China, and this is the Ask a SwimPro show. My name is Ksebati, co-founder and CEO of MySwimPro, and I'm joined by UB from Palau. How are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
So we are in Beijing, en route to the FINA World Championships. So why are we in Beijing, actually?
Funny story, actually. We missed our connecting flight from Beijing to Hangzhou, and they put us in this very nice hotel for the night.
You can see the Christmas tree behind us.
Kind of glad we missed it.
And we are en route to the World Championships. So for those who are not as familiar with your story, kind of walk us through how you got into swimming, all the competitions you've been to, and where we're at right now.
Okay, so I started swimming at the age of 5. I joined the local swim camp back home, and I joined the national team when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
I started competing at 8 years old, and so we did little swim meets around Palau. So Palau is near Guam. So my first international swim meet was actually in Guam.
And how old were you?
8.
8 years old,
Yeah.
first international competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, I went to Micronesian Games. If you're not familiar with that, that's in the Pacific. It's like a regionals for the Pacific. And then I actually went to my first ever World Championships was in 2012 in Istanbul, Turkey. And then from there, I competed in the World Championships in Barcelona, and then the next one was in Russia, Kazan, and then Qatar, Doha, and then this is the next one.
And you skipped over Rio. You competed in Rio.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Olympian here.
Just the biggest one I've ever competed at. I'm actually
Olympian.
an Olympian. I competed at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I competed in the 50 free, and I won my heat. Proud to say that.
So what was it like competing in Rio?
It's nothing like Worlds, actually.
Really? Okay. What do you think
yeah.
the difference is between a World Championships and an Olympics?
I think it's just the overall feel, because World Championships, it's a great experience to be here, but the feel of being in the actual Olympics and seeing everybody from all over the world competing at the biggest stage ever in sports, it's just, I think the feel is the most, like, it's unreal. I was there it didn't settle in until the day I was racing. Yeah.
That's
It was
awesome.
crazy.
And so we were talking earlier and yesterday about all the different countries you've been able to visit. So how many countries have you been able to visit?
I have been to 15 different countries.
15. In what time frame?
In the past, since I was 8, so 21 minus 8.
So in 10 to 15 years, you've been to 15 countries. So that's averaging over a country per year.
Yes, 2014, I remember it being the busiest year because I had traveled to 4 different places just in that year. And China was one of them because I actually competed. Another one I missed was the Youth Olympic Games here. It was in Nanjing, China.
So you competed in the Youth Olympics and the Rio Olympics.
Yes.
That's amazing. And so you have a travel buddy, both humans and let's bring Cool Beans into the shot. So tell me about Cool Beans. What is this? What's going on?
His name is Cool Beans. I am not sure if he's actually a dog or what, but he's been to all 15 different countries with me. I was joking that I should have gotten his own passport. I cannot go a night without him. It's just...
Can I see Cool Beans?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to hold Cool Beans, and you're going to tell us about some of the best memories you have traveling with Cool Beans or without Cool Beans in some of these competitions. What are some of the memories you have?
I remember, well, this is probably just makes me look like a little kid, but in Barcelona, I wasn't really happy with one of my races, and that was the 100 freestyle, and my coach wasn't the happiest with me either. And I just remember being so upset and returning to the hotel room. And Cool Beans was just there sitting on my bed with open arms. So I just held him while I just laid in my bed sad. But then another one was, of course, the biggest meet I've ever competed at was the Rio Olympics. And he was there too. He's always been there through all the ups and downs.
What advice do you have for people who maybe they're not happy with the result of a competition, but it goes on, right? So what advice do you have for people after they have not a great race?
I would say the biggest thing is not to think negative, because a negative attitude can just really bring like bring you down hard. So just remember those little things that you didn't execute in a race, and try and work on those little details for the next time you compete, and hopefully just come back with a better attitude and just, yeah.
And you're in the United States competing collegiately. So talk about that.
So I attend Lincoln College. It's in a small town in Lincoln, Illinois. If you don't know where Lincoln is, it's about a 3-hour drive from Chicago. I've been there since 2016. I'm a junior now. We are in the NAIA category, I guess, for collegiate swimming.
The league, yeah.
Yeah, I swim butterfly and freestyle for the team, and it's been really great.
And what's it like balancing college, competing, world traveling for these, world championships? What's that like?
Very overwhelming at times, but
Yeah.
then I think back to myself, and I'm actually really proud of myself. I can actually say that there's lots I've accomplished, and not a lot of people can do that. And
No.
yeah, I'm very thankful and very blessed that I have great opportunities like this, and to show people back in Palau that there are bigger and better things out there in the world. You just got to grab the opportunities.
Yeah, so tell me about Palau and what it's like to represent your country in international competition.
Palau is a small island nation of 20,000 people in the Western Pacific. And if you want to, I would say that if you want to make a name for yourself, sports is the biggest thing you can do. Since we're so small, everybody knows everybody. And ever since I started swimming, my family and just the whole island has been so supportive of me and my career in swimming. And they're always cheering me on no matter where I am in the world. I can always count on everybody back home to cheer me on and be my biggest supporters.
And you were telling me you have like your picture in the Capitol building or
Yes.
something in the government.
Yeah.
Is Cool Beans there?
No, he's not.
Okay,
because
no,
I
no-
cannot, unfortunately,
no
I can't.
Cool Beans.
I
You can-
cannot
you
bring.
just-
He always has a smile, but
He'll just sit right here. He can
Okay.
hang out
Sit
with
right
us.
here.
Yeah. So tell me about, what do you have in the Capitol building?
in the Capitol building, I have my own, sort of like a billboard, where it has a picture of me.
Let's back up a second. I have a billboard in the Capitol building. That's pretty legit.
Yeah. It has a picture of me behind the blocks in Rio, and then it has my name and a quote that I said back then, and then it has my time and my ranking for the 50 free that I swam there in Rio,
And
and my signature on it.
That's awesome. Let's kind of jump back to the championships here. What are you competing in?
I'm competing in the 100-meter butterfly and 100-meter freestyle.
And are those the free and fly? Are those like your go-to events?
Yes.
What
definitely.
What's your favorite part about competing in those events compared to others?
I'd say the 100-meter freestyle, there's something about it. I like the 50 free too, but I feel like I can just get up and go on the second 50, because the first 50 is always, it just goes by like that. But for me, I can push it again in the second 50. So that's what I like about the 100 freestyle. The 100-meter butterfly is just, I've swam it so much that I've learned every race I swim, there's just a new thing that I learn.
Always improve.
New technique, yeah.
Yeah. And looking forward, what are some of your goals for not just this championships, but in the future?
There's a school record that I really, really want to break back in Lincoln College for the 100-yard butterfly. That's my ultimate goal before the end of this year, actually.
For this year, okay.
This school year.
And then looking beyond that?
Beyond that, no, I don't really know. I don't really look past that point.
Okay, so you
I
stay
know
focused
I should, but
in
yeah,
the-
I
okay.
focus more on the now and like
What can you
a couple
accomplish?
months from now, and then like after then I will know what I want to accomplish
Mm-hmm.
for the next. So like I don't really look beyond because I focus more on.
Yeah. So after you break the school record in the 100 butterfly this year, what's the summer competition you'll go to?
The summer competitions that will compete representing Palau will be Belau Games. Belau is what Palauans call Palau, and that's like what did I say? It was like
It was like a national
yeah,
competition.
sort of like a
Yeah.
national competitions for Palau. And then we will have the Pacific Games. That's going to be in Samoa. That's with all the Pacific Islands competing together in all sports, not just swimming. And I believe World Championships long course
South
next
Korea?
summer. Yeah.
South Korea,
Yeah.
look out. Cool. We were talking yesterday about the Palauan language. And so I guess in your native language, in Palauan, what advice do you have for people who aspire to be, accomplish something like you've accomplished or something like that?
I say in Palawan?
Yes.
Okay. Mortiriero Rui el Giril. How do I say this? It's sort of difficult to translate English to Palauan words.
Don't worry about translating. You're just going native.
Aso mangarngi amal swamel accomplish ringi engirem el top da rogul klisi emel morsegi del imol el swamel imol goler gao.
Awesome. And if you were to briefly summarize that in English in one sentence, roughly what you
In
said.
English, I basically said if there's a goal in mind that you really, really want to achieve, you have to put like all your energy and all your effort into accomplishing that goal that you really want to achieve.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Any last tips, advice, quick facts that you want to share before we sign off?
I'm very, very big on positivity. That's just all positive
Positivity.
vibes
I
all
love
the
it.
way.
Positive vibes all the way. And Cool Beans is
Cool
saying
Beans
hello
is
from
my biggest
Beijing.
supporter.
And thank you so much for joining
you
me
so
on
much.
this show. And we are in Beijing reporting for the Ask a Swim Pro show. We actually have to catch a flight to Hangzhou for the World Championships. So until next time, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.